major dramatic effect, Monk. What's up, everyone? What's going on? Get down. I've got something playing in the background of my computer. I didn't even notice. Hang on one second. Let's see. Look at this. Let's see here. Bear with me. I have no idea where the sound is coming from. It's killing me. There it is. Good lord. Oh my gosh. What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. Pre-Friday. Whoop, whoop. Let's see. So, we got Monk going back to Call of Duty tonight. Only Tyrants play COD. Nice. Report back to duty, Helldiver. Nice. Yes. Apollo is a true patriot and understands the importance of liberty. Associating with deserters is treasonous. I didn't know what you guys were talking about. I come in here and I'm like reading the back scroll. I'm like, what do you mean associating with deserts? All right, now I see it's deserters. We've only got the story now. Next year on 4-1, you got to do a whole stream of just a countdown like this. Did y'all notice that the countdown is actually at 50% speed? Because I knew I was not going to be able to be done in 5 minutes, so I put it at half speed. Hey, Oreo. Oh, dude, you and me both, man. We were having a little bit of trouble with the Active Directory certificate services last night. Shit, I forgot my water. Hang on, guys. I'm going to need that, because I haven't had nearly any water today. Be right back. I've been at half speed today, so the timer moved at normal speed for me. Thankfully, I actually started making some really good progress on a fishing campaign I'm using. This guy, yeah, let me show y'all kind of actually what I'm doing here. So I'm following along with this. What's it called? I think it's called Frameless Browser in the Browser. Yeah, here we are. By Velmus. So this is actually a really cool, and I'll drop this in the chat if y'all want to play with it. I love using Evil Jinx for fishing, doing reverse proxy fishing. And so this actually takes the idea of the browser and a browser attack. So if we look at this, let's see if anybody has a good diagram of it. Mr. Docs is actually the guy, one of the two guys that originally started Maldev Academy, kind of coined this attack. And if we look at it, what it looks like is it's made to basically look like there's a login pop-up, but this pop-up actually doesn't exist. It's not a separate window you could drag to another monitor. It's in the browser pane. So you actually have to, you can interact with it right here. So it's really cool, and it looks legit when it's up and running. So I've got a phishing campaign coming up, and this guy just did basically a version of a browser and a browser attack. Oh, here we go. Here's a good demo of it. If you look at it, you see like this login page looks legit and even, can even be resized, but it's all CSS tricks in here. Even the little lock. Watch when he clicks the lock, that's CSS also. Oh my god! You guys can't even see what I'm talking about. You're missing all the coolness because of my dumbassery. Even better, gamer. User phishing. We're setting off to a good pace for tonight's stream. So check this out. This login page here that's simulated, it's completely inside. Yeah, whaling. It's completely inside the browser though, so it looks legit. You can move it side to side. The dead giveaway though is if you can't move this off the browser page, right? So let's say you try to drag it to another monitor, it won't go. That's a dead giveaway. Yeah, they will be pretty salty afterwards. And I tested it this afternoon. I was having some trouble actually getting this frame to, and this isn't actually a frame. That's what else is cool about this. This is actually Evil Jinx, which is being proxied to the login system and then being rendered. Hey, Marky. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. But yeah, so very cool tool. I'm looking forward to getting it working. I've got to dress it up now. It's functional, but I need to actually make it like, basically you're playing theater whenever you're doing phishing. You want to seem kind of legit, kind of straightforward. So what's going to happen is back here, it's going to have some information about security updates, and they have to log in to acknowledge them, basically. And then when they log in, we capture all their credentials. It captures their 2FA because it proxies that right to the end user. It's going to be nice. Can't wait. And I put in some cool anti-bot protections in there to keep automated like email scanners away. Now, sometimes you get little pop-ups like this that say, oh, hey, you want to log into this site? Here's the little pop-up page to go authenticate to. Now, this is really legit. But this whole thing is just charades. None of this is legit rendering. So cool. You used to be able to just do this by embedding like a login page into an iframe and then into a website. But now all these sites have added what they call frame busters. And so it will detect, this page would detect if it's in an iframe and then forcibly redirect the user away from it or just drop the page. It would break. I could pass for a Nigerian prince that inherited a mass fortune. Yeah, wish I got the fortune. Yeah, they're using Enter ID. Now, here's the kicker, though. If they're using... It doesn't really matter if they're using Edge for this. In fact, I'm hoping they're not. This actually is designed to look like Chrome. So that might be a good thing to know, though, because when they call back, this has also been integrated with GoFish. I believe I'll get the user agent of the browser that they use to connect back with. So if they do, and I see a bunch of Edge in there, eventually I'm going to have a couple of different browsers in here. All right. Yeah, exactly. This is not an actual pop-up, Apollo. This right here is all CSS rendered black magic, is what this guy did. It's legit. It's very cool. I love it. And really what it's doing here is rather than loading up the actual login page just to catch the credentials as they fly through, it's loading up Evil Jinx in the background. So if y'all, I'm saying that like y'all might know what this is. Let's pull this up. Evil Jinx is this tool right here. Let's see, does he have a good diagram of it? He doesn't. Okay, I'll tell you what. Of course, I didn't connect the iPad. Stand by. Let's get the iPad connected real fast. Black Magic Woman. There we go. All right, let me bring this up here. So here's how these reverse proxy phishing setups work. So let's say we've got a target right here. right? And we sent them a phishing email. They go and they click on a link, and that takes them to our Evil Jinx server. And then what happens is Evil Jinx then forwards this over to, let's say, Office 365. And so it manages a back and forth communication with them. So it's basically a man in the middle here. So what's happening is this now can capture all cookies. It can capture creds. And it can inject additional features onto the page. Features, right? Like JavaScript. So very, very cool ability with this tool. I really like it. It is super neat. And so this is actually what this page was rendering here. So this is actually connecting over to Evil Jinx and rendering it that way. Ever wonder if Man in the Middle has a side chick? Yeah, he does. It's his side chick is named Channel. It's the side chick channel. Get it? Side channel. I'm so funny. All right. Shit. You know what I just realized? I didn't turn down the turn up the lab this. You know what's funny is so it's version 3 of Evil Jinx 2, Oreo. And the reason for that is because the original Evil Jinx got its name because it was Evil Engine X. And all the trickery was being done through customized Engine X setup. Now it's all written in Go. And Kuba, the guy who wrote it, he went through and basically just remade all the functionality in Go. It's really neat. The issue I was facing today I had to track down was I needed to actually get some certificates in place for the for the Evil Jinx. I had them on Apache, so all that browser and the browser stuff sits in Apache on the front side, and then Evil Jinx sits behind that, so they connect to Apache, and then it kind of is passing data back and forth. Evil Jinx is then doing the man in the middle to Office 365. So what we end up having there is you can't render the stuff on the Apache delivered page if Evil Jinx doesn't have a legit TLS server. I had it, I just hadn't installed it yet. I was still in testing mode, and I couldn't figure out why something wasn't loading. I was like, oh, okay, that's why. I disabled certbot because Let's Encrypt looks sketchy. So instead, I got certificates from another certificate provider that will give me wildcards. That's what I have. And essentially, the front page of all that is checking. It's got some checks for JavaScript, basically, to determine if it's a legit or a fake user. Looking for things like, is it running headless? And things like that. And then when it does, it then kicks them over to a benign site. And in fact, the benign site is an infinite CAPTCHA. Let's see. I was gonna see if I could find it, but what happens there is it just loads a new CAPTCHA. Whenever you answer it correctly, it just loads a new one. I'm gonna have to go fix the skin, aren't I? Damn it. Alright. Stand by, y'all. I gotta go fix this damn thing real fast. One of these days, I'll figure out what the hell my DNS server is doing. But there we go. loading up. All right. Bring this back. Yeah, and this one is forcibly a repeatable one. Yeah, that was awesome. I love the old Gremlins movies too. So I was like, yes, I remember this movie. It was fantastic. Especially Gremlins 2 with the electric gremlin. God, it was so funny. He gets stuck in the phone system. Let's see here. Let's go and connect to Workstation 2 here. Yeah, he gets stuck on hold, and he has to listen to the hold music, and he starts spazzing out. Oh, God. Such a good movie. Let's see here. Let these finish loading up. So, but yeah, that was the day in a nutshell. Yeah, it was like elevator music. Right, mate. There we go. We're starting to boot up now. And after the stream last night, I'm like, what the hell is all this white fluff? Like all over the floor of the office. Panda has been viciously attacking this reinforced raccoon, right? It's got like double sewn threading on like everything. It's very tough material. Well, she managed to take off Raccoon's foot. And so now, so now, I go in there, and so thankfully it's sectioned. The people who made this did a very good job, but just that small section of foot, my floor was covered in fluff. I'm like, what the hell, dog? She's a big vicious hunter. Let's see here. All right, cool. Let this load up. Dude, you know what I just realized? Holy shit. I'm an airhead. I didn't get to talk to him today. I think he was pretty wiped out. I just realized it's Thursday. God, my week's all jacked up. We're supposed to be doing Grey Hack with Salty tonight. But, I just realized he's like not even online right now. He was working out in the sun. So yeah, I didn't even realize it until I'm sitting here. I'm like, yeah, let's boot up the lab. I was like, wait, something's wrong. Poor dude. I know he was out busting ass on a very hot sunny roof today. So he's probably wiped out. And I was running around today. I finally found a guy in my neighborhood, somewhere here in the Metroplex, that's selling a trailer that we can use to go to the ATV races. So, yeah, I sense a disturbance in the force. Like, someone should be here poning with me that isn't. And so I found a guy who's selling he didn't use it as a race trailer, but we're going to, and it's a cargo trailer that has like a Murphy bed in it. So it'd be great it's about, 20 feet long. We can fit all the ATVs we need to in there, and then we can take it out to the races, park the ATVs in the field, and then have a place to sleep. And then plus we don't have to worry about trying to set up a tent or anything. Remove these out. All right, cool. Workstation 2's up, but we haven't gotten our DNS call back yet. That was not what I wanted. I didn't want task manager, I want task scheduler. Yeah, surprised we didn't get a call back. That's all right. What we'll do is we'll just manually launch our DNS backdoor. Let's go ahead and run this. Yeah, for some reason it's saying last runtime was at 135. You know, come to think of it, Paulo, we probably will put solar panels on it just because my father-in-law loves solar panels. And so, and it does have a small battery bay in there, but also more than likely we'll get a small generator, probably something just large enough to run the air conditioner. And that was the other great thing is the guy already put a heater and a cooler air conditioner there. So nice, Data Steward. That's a cool title, actually. So. All right, did we get our call back? Yes, we did. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and get cracking here. We want to set the sleep value low, then spawn us a 64-bit callback. And then also we want to do, we're going to probably need DC2 in here because we're doing group policy attacks today. That's where they're set. Let's pull up Domain Controller 2. Data Steward or Byte Biznich? I would have gone with Byte Biznich. Let's see what we got here. Come on, DC2, load up. Oh, the other one finally checked in. Or was that actually from DC2? Or, yeah, because I don't remember if we backdoored DC2, but I think we did. Pitcher of the catcher. Hey, they both play for the same team. Let's see here. What happened to my bee farmer one? Oh, did I close it on accident? Crap, I did. It shouldn't have closed that, though. Oh, here we go. Let's identify where all these beacons live. Okay. Oh, so these are all bee farmer from there. Okay. Let's go ahead and just kill this one. Exit. And then we'll remove it. We just want to keep our beacon list real clean here. There we go. And then let's see. So on the domain controller, let's go ahead and pull up our group policy manager. And let's just take a quick look and see what's configured in the lab here. This is actually one of the things I really like about this lab also, is because you have that console access to every machine, you can get in there and you can just explore it and see how it might be vulnerable. So we look at our group policy objects in here. We've got the computer certificate policy, lapse. Yeah, let's go look at the lapse policy. Just take a look at it quick. So lapse is the local administrator password service. So rather than having a static password on the machine, lapse will go through and it will actually create a static password. Or yeah, it will create a temporarily static password, put it on the box, and then it rotates it every so often. And you have certain read and write permissions into Active Directory, and you can access the lapse keys. So you could be a remote administrator without actually technically knowing the password. Let's see. Oh, we also got proxy settings in here. Let's take a look at those. It is slow today. It's thinking. All right, so where's the... Is it on the computer configuration side? Let's see, Windows settings. Because you'd have to set the proxy in the Windows settings. Oh, so the startup and shutdown script. We got here. Oh, nothing defined in there. Okay. But this is actually what the main thing I wanted to show about group policy. If you've never dug into this on an Active Directory domain, is there are policies that exist on the domain, and then you can group those together and you can dynamically apply them by user groups or to machine groups. You can apply policies to machines as well. So like an example in this case might be that the workstation admins, they have permission to manage all the workstations, everything that's in the workstation organizational unit. Yeah, here we go. So server admins. We look at this one. Close this window out. Bring this up here. It's that one too. There we go. So security filtering for this is just authenticated users. The settings in GPO can only be applied to the groups users and computers. Okay, so it can only be applied to this. Let's do settings, so details. So it's set for the, owners, domain admins, links, it's linked to the server OU. And has to be filtered by authenticated users. Here we go. So delegation. So anybody who is a domain admin or an enterprise admin has full read-write system on it. Also, you notice how it says NT authority system? That would be NT authority system of the domain controller. I put a script on a domain controller that would send a shutdown command to all network servers. Nice. I'm guessing, though, we're going to be messing with this right here. There's a vulnerable GPO. I just noticed that. So, let's see here. Let's do something real quick. Let's hop back over to our beacon. And let's check a couple things here. Which one is this? That's that one. We don't care about that one. And this one is disconnected, so we don't care about that one. We want this right here. And let's go ahead and, just for grins and giggles, even though I don't think we're going to need it, we're going to go ahead and get our system shell on here too. I think we had this one set for sleep 10. Let's change it to sleep 0. Engineers wanted it because they claimed all the software errors weren't that they were using a 20-year-old OS. And that the servers need to be cold started every morning. Oh, Lord. That might be a sign. Let's call this one. Call this one GPO. Use that TXT. There we go. This one. GPO abuse. There we go. Take some notes on this sucker. So first thing let's do is let's take some notes on situational awareness. So we'll come over here. Let's take a look at that. So we want workstations. No, we do want the attacker as well. Let's pull up this icon. And let me check some. I'm trying to remember what script this is from. Let's look at the tools real quick. I want to say this is from the PowerSplit Recon repo. Let's see. Let's go to tools. Oh shit, it's so hot in my office. The hell you are? Good lord. Ugh, I just noticed that the air conditioner was set to way too high for the amount of humidity we've got. The humidity is too damn high. Alright, let's see. Where's our power split? Yeah, here we go. Power split. Power view. I'm pretty sure that's what we want to grab here. Let's do that. So let's do a PowerShell import real fast. Close your stream if I take off the shirt. No, don't nobody want to see that, man. All right, there we go. So now let's do power pick. Let's see if this works. Get domain GPO. This still set to sleep 10? I set you to sleep 0, you piece of crap. Oh god, no wonder why. We're on the freaking wrong beacon. Clear the job queue here. Let's do that. Now let's import this over in our HTTP one so we have a better connection. Jeez. What's going on here? Alright, all you are going away. Be gone. There we go. Alright, now we're interactive, finally. Alright, import this PowerShell for me. So once we get this imported, then we're going to double check the get domain GPO. And I'm going to put a fake flag in there just because I want to trigger the error. I don't want to actually get the dump of it. Which we'll see what it does here. Looks like it doesn't have error checking. It's just going to drop all the GPOs, aren't they, and fill up my back scroll. Yep. Hey, Handles. What's up, man? What is crack-a-lackin', sir? Do I need to... Okay, I guess our import worked. Okay, so we should have that. Let's try running this again. So we're going to do... I don't think it has to be case sensitive, but let me try that. Get domain GPO. Yeah. That should be right. Because we just want a list of the group policy objects. Now, what's funny is we're doing this the manual way. If we had access to Bloodhound in the lab, Bloodhound would automate a lot of these checks in here. Like it would tell you like if there's a vulnerable group policy object. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this. We're gonna kill this real fast. We're gonna respawn it. Because it is just not having a good time. It's pizzaing when it should have French fried. Let's come over here and let's respawn this. So let's spawn another HTTP. We'll let that come back. It should happen here in just a second. Did a constrained delegation today. Impact let chat convince me I needed some special pull request to get silver ticket, and it wasted like an hour and a half when the tool I had would work. Yeah. Dude. That sucks. Been there. Usually impact it, you only have to, and the only time I've actually seen forks of impact it that you needed to use is if you wanted to do some ADCS stuff. And even that was like a year ago. They might have rolled all that stuff in to the primary impact branch. So. But good, you learned a valuable lesson. Never trust chat. Chat always lies. Chat is dirty, filthy liars. Do you recall which branch? Oh no, I'm not saying any of these people are, any of y'all are bad. I love you all, but you're all still filthy liars. My favorite is like whenever everybody's in chat is like, we can't hear you. There's no audio coming through, and you spend 5 minutes looking for it. It's like you're all a bunch of filthy liars. Is this active now? Oh no, we're still waiting for the initial interactive to go. We still go. Wait, I'm being impatient. We gotta wait for the check-in to set interactive mode, then we'll get our stuff back. There we go. All right. Let's try this shit again. So let's PowerShell import. Oh, wait, I already had the PowerShell import. Hopefully we're gonna have a much more stable connection now. Okay. So then in PowerPick, we're gonna do get domain GPO. It was the shutdown repo or something like that. But like what was being said didn't make sense. The PR was created after box release and 130 commits behind the master. Who knows, man? Maybe it's a backdoored version of Impacket. Maybe you just got pwned. Let's try something here. Because this is taking entirely too long. So this is a command that's provided to us. So let's take a look at it. So it's going to get, let's just analyze this real fast so we can understand what it's doing. Oh, okay. They were trying to get you to do an alt service impersonation when you didn't need to. Makes sense. Was this a Vuln Hub box? Alright, so we're going to get the GPOs, and then we're going to get the ACLs for those with resolved GUIDs. And then we're going to query that where the object where the Active Directory right matches create child or write property. Okay, so we want something that can be nested under it or something that we can affect, we can change. And the security identifier matches this kind of well-known prefix. I wonder what this is. Some of these security identifiers, they have let's see. They have like a couple well-known values. Let's just find GPOs vulnerable to takeover. I don't see any like kind of details about what that SID might be. Maybe that's a SID for group policies. Because I see it mentioned in other sites, so there's something well known about this. But anyway, so it's going to match and basically do a little regex match in here. So it's going to make sure that this regex for the security identifier matches that, but also it's going to tell us which ones do we have create child or write properties to. Let's try this. Run this PowerPick. And uh-oh. Did we crash it? Or okay, so it's still checked in. That timer was getting awfully big for being interactive. Oh, it looks like Workstation 2 is just being hammered right now. I fear that when we ran that GPO task, it's going to come back at us, and it's going to just dump everything. Let's see. What processor are we on? We are on 7516. Go to details. Let's see, can we show the parent process ID? Pretty sure we can. Of course, it doesn't show that. Let's see. Just scroll down and see what we can see on it real fast. So we've got 7516. On host explorer. Try to see if we had any of these others. 15844. Oh wait, here we go. It just took it a while. It probably had a lot to churn through. Oh no. Yeah, it looks like we finally got our dump of output. Because I don't think all this was from all these different ones in here. So let's run that command. Put a couple breaks in there. Let's run this command one more time. So I think part of that was the dump of just all the GPOs from that first command we ran. So we're going to give this one a second to run so we can actually take a look at what it is. I need a hey listen sound. Sorry, Bo. I will work on that. I usually get like an hour to work on the stream at night after I finish the stream. And last night I was like, no, I need to blow off some steam. So I went and spread Democracy with Monk and Salty. Let's see. So they're trying to get me to do alt service impersonation. So yeah, I don't know, but out of scope for OSCP, I just wanted to make sure Impact was working. Oh, you're doing hack the box? Okay. Just not sure why this new method was recommended when old shit would work. Yeah, I know. I get that, dude. I usually try to stick to like the tried and trues. Oh, and unless I've had time to like really vet something out, I don't like to use it in, let's call it production. Later, Gamerman. You have a good night, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Only applies to RTL. They are shared. Okay. I think XCT is going to change the box reset vote count, thanks to me. Nice. All right. So let's take a look. There we go. So let's see. So it takes a little bit of time. That's something to be aware of, right? We might think that our command was wrong or something. This just has a lot to churn through. So let's see. Okay, so this is in the dev DC Cyberrobotic IO. So what we need to do now is, this doesn't give us the name though. So let's resolve that. We can take this value here. So I think we just need this. So if we do power pick, we'll do get domain GPO. And we're going to resolve that because we need to see which group policy this is. Like we don't have, it doesn't tell us what the name is, so we can work with it. Actually, I take that back. We need the whole thing here. We're going to need this whole string. Actually, hold on. I just realized something. We have not taken this and put it over into our notes. Let's go do that. Let's copy that, and then let's drop it into our notes fast. Because this will also allow us to take this value here. Call set to GPO name. Right, so let's fix this sucker up right here. There we go. All right, because we're going to need to pass this whole string in there. We need the exact kind of differentiator, or the path to it. So on the fly, when you're trying to build a box for an exam, you want it to be stable. and streaming with Python libraries decreases the likelihood of stability drastically. Yeah, no kidding, man. That was one of the reasons why I started. I know you have a very rocky history with Docker. I know, dude. But, and it's a big but, that's why I was using Docker so much, was I got tired of all my freaking Python libraries getting polluted. So I wanted to put them in jail. Let's see. I think we give it the identity command here. And then we just tell it what the name is. I keep trying to hit the Mac special keys in here. Get domain GPO would tell it the identity. Yeah, this should be good. Dude, really? All right. Well, we're gonna figure this out because you shouldn't have any problem pulling shit from Docker. All right, so let's see here. Display name. Okay, yeah, this is the one we were just looking at. Vulnerable GPO. So the vulnerable GPO, we have access allowed to create a child, delete a child, read a property, write a property, or generic execute. I don't know what generic execute applies on group policy objects though. Let's see. Let's do something real quick here. Let's get just the data that we need. What we need is we need the display. Let's get the display name, and let's also get the GPC file sys path. That's this thing right here. So let's get those two key pieces of information. That should be everything we need. Dude, once you get used to Docker, it's pretty legit. And one of my mistakes I made was not understanding deeply how Docker worked in the beginning, because then I was trying to use Docker on Windows. And for those of you that aren't aware, crash course in Docker. What Docker is doing is, let's say you've got your process tree here on your Linux system. Typically, all the processes running in here can more or less interact with each other, right? They've got to go through the kernel to do it, but these things can go through and talk to one another, right? Kind of what, but there's a feature of the Linux kernel called namespacing. And what you can do is you can use that to isolate processes in the environment. So what Docker does is it runs all these things in a namespaced environment. And it kind of just closes it off in here. So then if you look at it, it's almost like you've got a separate process tree running in what's in there. That's why when you're like inside your Docker container, you can see a separate list of processes running. Well, it's because that Docker container only sees what has been namespaced to it, where it can access these things. The problem is that same stuff does not exist in Windows. This namespacing does not exist in Windows. It only exists in there. So what happens when you do this in Windows is this. You're going to have your Windows OS right here. Then all of this is actually sitting inside Hyper-V. And then, believe it or not, that's actually where you're running Windows. And then you're going to have a completely separate Linux kernel running in Hyper-V. And this is where all your Docker stuff runs. This is where WSL runs. They run off of this kind of thing right here. Yeah. And this is WSL2, basically. It's running a full kernel. Before they had, in WSL1, there was like an abstraction layer that ran back and forth between the Windows kernel and the Linux kernel. Now they just mash together, essentially. Actually, no, it's correction. They were trying to mash it together. Now they've separated them back out. So this is all still controlled, like under the scope of this, but it doesn't give it the same, they don't have the same kind of cross-compatibility. But if you notice, whenever we're using WSL in the lab and we run like explorer.exe from Linux, it's because there are mappings back and forth between these two kernels. So I can launch Windows programs from Linux. Let's see here. Okay. This didn't give us the full file path, though it kind of did. Really, we don't even need the display name. What we need is just the GCP file sys path. Which is funny, because I think when we got the full ugly output, it actually gave us the whole thing. Yeah, there we go. Because we don't really care about the name necessarily. We already know the name. We're working on one in particular. Oh wait, I need to get actually a further piece of information back here. So we need this. Or we identified it. So let's grab this for our notes. That. Panda's over here killing the raccoon some more. A big vicious hunter. And then let's grab this other one here too. Yeah, that's going to give us the path to find the actual GPO to edit it. And then let's do one more thing, actually. Let's come over to... let's resolve the SID on this. So our SID is... Where's our security identifier? Here we go. So let's grab the SID. I'm glad they went that route because Windows API land is already... I don't know why it keeps censoring stuff. I don't want it to be censored in the chat. Dude, Apollo, they might as well have made a Linux distro by this point. Actually, I take that back. They kind of do if you think about the Linux servers that get deployed in Azure. That's kind of like the Microsoft take on Linux. Oh, you did that yourself. Okay. Gonna play some Fallout New Vegas. All right, dude. You have a good night, man. We're gonna mess with this for a bit because I really, if I could, I want to see if I can get through the rest of this RTO stuff here pretty soon. How much do we even have left? Let's see. We've got quite a bit left because we've got some stuff about SQL servers, MCM, domains and forests, local laps. There's a whole section on laps, application whitelisting, different data exfil measures, and then also extending Cobalt Strike. There was a piece in there on Defender, but we're skipping that one because we've already got the stuff implemented. Hey, Kaiju. What's up, man? Is it better than everybody's playing Fallout these days? Dude, I tried to get into Fallout, and I guess I've just been spoiled by the more modern games. I know I could go through and mod it to improve like the texture packs and stuff. Just haven't wanted to take the time. Plus, usually what happens to me with like when I'm playing a video game, especially a long-running game like Fallout, I'll get to play it for like maybe a week, and then I won't get to play it for like 5 weeks. I'm like, well, shit, what was I even doing? I don't even remember the story points anymore. You know which one looks really cool? Fallout 76. I mean, a multiplayer Fallout, awesome. Make your own adventures, yeah. Is it really? I didn't realize that it was actually getting players back to it because it was hot garbage when it came out because they just slapped a whole bunch of multiplayer parts into the Skyrim engine. Let's get. Oh, we were going to convert this SID, right? So we're going to do convert from SID, and we just give it the SID. Oh, okay. So that SID was developers. All right. So let's take. Knowing that, let's reassess the info we've gathered so far. So the developers group. No, that's not it. This is the actual thing. Security identifier. So I know what this is saying. I'm just trying to get an idea of it. It's basically saying that members of the developers group can modify this group policy object. Just trying to think of a more. I know that's what it's doing. I'm trying to think of how do I actually analyze the data I'm seeing to come to that conclusion. Later, Handles. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, dude. It's pre-Friday. Yay! All right, let's see. So this is the object DN, right? Basically where it lives in the directory structure. Was that the security identifier we just did? 1107? Yeah. Let's see, let's go back a little bit more here. So we got the domain GPO and we passed it through object ACL, and then we filtered by what do we have, create child and write properties. Okay. Let's see here. So the access type. Okay. I see what this is. There's only one basically ACL entry in this. So it looks like access is allowed to this object with these permissions from this security identifier, which is dev/developer. So anybody in the developers group has create child, delete child, read property, write property, and generic execute. Got it. Okay. Oh, I can feel the AC finally kicked on. Lovely. Let's see here. Let's take a look at something real quick. So now there's another thing I'm reading here where we can actually do this again. So we're gonna run get domain GPO. These are just to retype it. Oh my god, what am I typing here? Get domain GPO. And then I'm gonna have it check a group policy link. I think we have to tell it this right here, this identifier. Throw that in. Oh, you know what? This is not a GPO. This is get an organization. That's right. Get domain OU. GPO. There we go. All right, badass. So now we're actually digging in deep, y'all. Get here. We got the main thing I think we want is this distinguished name. Here we go. So let's filter that out real quick. Oh, you know, I just realized I don't think we copied that into our notes. Let's see. Yeah, so after we got the GPC file system path, so this is the sysvol path right there. See that? And sysvol is basically a folder structure for all these computers to know what to download and run. It's world readable. And so sometimes devs will put stuff in sysvol and then forget about it, and it can be pretty bad. Like there's sometimes credentials might get stuck in scripts that are in sysvol. So let's take a look here. So if we take, let's see where we were with that. So we can update our notes real fast. Yeah, here we go. So let's grab this. Let's grab this next section down here where we actually did it correctly. Actually, I want to use this one, but we really just want the distinguished name. I don't think I spelled distinguished properly. Oh no, I did. Nice. Go me for basic spelling ability. There we go. Cool. So this is telling us everybody in the workstation's OU is going to be applied to this. So let's see what else we can do with this. We go through and let's look at that real fast, because we should be able to get a list of computers out of here. Typically, we would have had like a domain dump running off to the side, and we would have queried that, like either using like LDAP domain dump or Bloodhound, whatever. But we're kind of looking at how to approach this from a net zero position. So if we did power pick get domain computer, and then we'll do tell it the search base is, and then we're going to paste in that DN right there that we just copied. And then I'm cheating a little bit here, but we're going to select the DNS hostname. That's all we care about. We don't care about the other info from it. There we go. And that's about what we expect, right? Because it's applied to the workstation's OU, and then workstation 1 and 2, we'd expect to be in there logically. But it's always good to check, because sometimes through somebody tinkering and troubleshooting, they might have accidentally moved, a system into this OU that wasn't supposed to be there. And then it has, for some reason, some kind of elevated access into the environment. All right, so let's go take a look at something here. That one resolved our GPO to our SID name. This one right here, this one got us the GPC path. All right, let's just say get the sysvol path. Put that in there, and then after we had the sysvol path, which actually we're about to use this here in just a second, so let's copy it, because we can this actually is a file in Active Directory on the sysvol share that we can actually use. So this was resolve SID. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just do this. SID OU and DNS names. There we go. And so now the next thing we're going to do is, let's just go list these contents out. We're going to list the contents of the GPO in sysvol. So what we're doing is we're kind of taking the ideas and we want to operationalize them a little bit. Basically, we're creating our own little runbook. So we can do this by just doing an ls against that. So we can do an ls against dev cyberobotic sysvol, and then it's domain policies, and then whatever this policy GUID here is. So if we wanted to, we could come through and manually modify this file, but actually we've got another tool called sharp GPO abuse. So it just depends on kind of like how we want to do it. Right, let's take a look at this. Wow, this will real fast. This is another one that we've got in our little arsenal on these machines. So .NET application written in C# that can take advantage of a user's edit rights in GPO in order to compromise the objects that are controlled by that GPO. Nice. So we have an attack type and attack options. So here's our types. We can add user rights, add a local admin, add a computer script, add a user script, add a computer task. Okay. So we could add our backdoor task to it. We can also add a user task. Interesting. So this here's an example here. So we could add user rights and user rights to what account we want to use. Okay. Interesting. So how about we do this? We'll probably do the task in here. Yeah, because let's look at adding a computer script. Configure a user or local login script. Let's add user script. Where's add computer script? Search for that. Add computer script. Is it up here? Let's see. So we got, it would be the script name. I wonder if this is a configuring a user, or computer login script. Okay. So this right here, we just change it to user or computer. Okay. So we tell it the script name, the script contents, which in this case, we're going to do some PowerShell. And then we give it a GPO name, the vulnerable GPO. Okay. Well, it's funny that they use that as the example here. I guess maybe this is where Rasta drew inspiration. All right, cool. So let's do that. Let's see if we can use this to get us a foothold over into Workstation 2 real quick. Let me see here. So let's load up that tool. So we're going to execute assembly. We'll pull it from C colon / tools, start GPO abuse. There we go. Bin, release, sharp GPO abuse, and then we're going to tell it to add a computer script. We also want to tell it the script name. We're going to call it startup.bat. So we're going to create a bat file, and then our script contents. Which in this case, we'll have it let's look at something on controller 2. Did we already have our DNS beacon up on here? So we don't have any other DNS callbacks. So if we had it, we didn't backdoor the domain controller. Let's double check. Let me just try this. I want to see I'm going to try the example that he's giving me here. Because it's talking about loading stuff up from DC2/software. Let's go ahead and run that again. So if we load the script contents. Let's bring this up over into... I don't care about this, actually. So we're going to do... this is our launching... abuse tactic. Let's bring this up here. There we go. So we want the script contents to be, we're going to tell it to start. What do we want it to start? We want it to start DC2 software DNS _ x64.exe. And we also want to tell it the GPO name of the one that's vulnerable. So the GPO name that we want is going to be a vulnerable GPO. All right, let's go ahead and run that. See if we got it spelled out correctly. GPO was modified to include the new startup script. Badass. All right, so it found the GPO, put our new startup script in there, wrote the contents to that. Let's see if we do an ls to that again. In a machine. Scripts. Start up. Hey, there you go. There's our startup.bat. Awesome. Very cool. So now we've got this kind of backdoor just waiting for us on this system. Let's check something real quick. I don't know if we actually have this right here. Where is it? There we go. So we told it to run this from DC2/software. Let's go do an ls on that real fast. Can we CD to that? And then can we upload our DNS to that? Okay, cool. I actually didn't know about these shares here. Okay. There's a note here in the course we can actually check for that. So if we do a power pick, we do find domain share, and we can tell it to check the share access. Not getting any data back. My domain share, check share access. Yeah, I didn't typo it. We do, Panda. Oh, get down. Let's see here. So what else we got going on? I wonder why we didn't get anything back from that. Let's tell it not to check. Let's just run find domain share and let's see what comes back. Interesting. I wonder why that's... I wonder why it's coming back blank. It should actually show us that we've got the software share where we just were. Anyway, all right, cool. But that gave us something really neat. Let's do something real quick here. So on... let's just run it. GP update. Yeah, GP update /force. And so we're going to forcibly update the group policy. And what should happen here is... Actually, this is on Workstation 2, but really we want to do that on Workstation 1. Let's go load up Workstation 1. Because what should happen is whenever Workstation 2 comes up, it should pull the group policy and then run it. We should have a system DNS shell come back to us. Which would be great because then we have access as Nina. So let's do this over on Workstation 1. We're just going to do this one manually. There we go. And then we're going to do a GP update force here. Cool. So it's going to download all the new group policies. And then let's take a look at it here real quick. What are we getting on Workstation 2? Let's see, it is April 19th on here. Yeah, we're still good. Awesome. Nothing's flagging on here. Hmm. We have a cat command on here? I don't know if we can't. We do. So let's do something real fast. We'll just open this up in one of the workstations just for a quick visual check. So we're going to grab this path. We're going to go slam it over into workstation 1. And it should open the network path no problem because we're running as Nina. I mean, any authenticated user should be able to do this. What we want to do is we want to edit this. All right, so if we go pull this up, do we see DNS x64.exe there? That's not what I wanted. You're killing me, Spence. Come on, get out of the way. There we go. So let's go pull this up. Let's go to DC2. Oh, that's why. For some reason, it's missing the... Oh, wait, hold on. No, that should be fine. I just realized I was thinking it was missing the extension. Yep, there it is right there. DNS x64.exe. So it's in there, but why is it not firing? Oh, you know why? Because we need to reboot the machine. Let's do that real fast. Restart. So once this restarts, we'll be able to... It should call us back with a system level DNS persistent beacon on here. Badass. All right. Well, while that's doing that, I'm going to go run to the bathroom real quick. We're going to give Workstation 1 a minute to reboot. So I'll be right back. that back. All right, let's see if we can. I thought it would automatically reconnect, but it's not. It should be fine though, because once it comes in, hey, there we go. What did this check in at? Initial beacon. Get UID sleep 10. Alright, we'll wait for this one to check in, but this should be a system shell on workstation 1 now, since we rebooted it. Come on, 10 seconds. Nice. Yeah, buddy. Workstation 1. Nice. Very cool. That's what we wanted. So now that's cool. So we're using the GPO basically as persistence on it. Now what's funny is we should have another shell call back a DNS system shell to get that. So because we just did one way on here, that tool, you know, as you saw, it has other functions to it. What we were just doing. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's try something real quick. Let's look at something else actually on that real quick. Let's look at adding an immediate scheduled task. Because what if we had this ability, but we didn't want to wait for a computer reboot? What could we do here? So options required to add a new computer or user immediate task. Cool. So we need to give it a name, the author, the command to execute the arguments, the GPO name of the vulnerable GPO, the one we're going to modify, and additional user task options. We can enable target filtering for the user, immediate task, target username, the user to target. Okay, the malicious task will run only on the specified user. Should be in the format of domain/user. Okay. Target user SID, the targeted user's security identifier. So while that might be interesting, you'd have to have a good number of pieces of information and know that they were on that system. So that could be a little bit troublesome trying to do it that way. If we look at for the other computer options, we've got some other ones. That actually might be a decent one to do. Let's copy this example here. Especially since we are now in workstation 1. Let's do a PS real fast. And there we go. So Nina Lamb has like some tokens in here. So let's steal the token for, I'm curious actually, I don't remember if this works. 3984. So we're going to steal her Explorer system token. We're going to impersonate Miss Lamb. And then we're going to tell it to spawn an X64 HTTP. I want to see if that will call back as Nina. So we'll give that a second here just to run. We're going to give it 2 check-ins in here. It looks like it's trying because we're way over our check-in interval. There we go. So it finally checked back in. All right, I think we also have a run as command in here. But I don't know if we want to. This command would usually fail if you're in the system context. Damn it. I know I want to be able to like launch something as Nina. I mean, we could steal Nina's password on here. Wanted to. I think what else we wanted to do with this. We basically just want to try and run an immediate task. Let's come back over to here. And let's do something like this. Let's upload an HTTP one to this too. So we'll upload a payload. And it will be HTTP x64exe. So we'll put that in there. And then let's just go grab the command we just did. There we go. So rather than using add computer script, what we're going to do is... Actually, I think we copied this command already. Let's go copy this again. Yeah, we're going to copy this. Actually, no, we'll copy the other command. We're going to copy this. We're going to modify it to match that. All right, so rather than adding a computer script, we're going to add a user script. And what else do we need to do for this? Let's see. Oh, sorry, this is actually add user task. What'd you do? There we go. So we do an add user task. And then we'll call the script name, call it startup Nina. And then the contents are going to be this, but it's going to be HTTP. So we give it the GPO. What else do we need for this? We need, we're targeting a specific user. Oh, we need to give it a couple other pieces too here, because we need task name, author, command, arguments, and GPO name. Let's come back and do this. So we're going to build up our command real fast. We've got... No, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to break this down a little bit, because trying to do this on one line and scroll side to side is a bitch. There we go. This. Okay, now we can more easily see what we need. So we need to add username. We need to tell it the author, which would be what format did it want that in? Yeah, I'll say Nina Lamb. And script name startup Nina. Contents are here, which we just uploaded that. Actually, what we need is a command, the command to execute. So it's not a script, it's a command we need. So rather than script contents, we need to give it the command. And I think that should work. Like, we're just going to tell it, hey, the command is to run this from the software share. And then we did give it the GPO name. Yep. So additional tasks, we need the target username. And it said this should be in domains / username format. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if we can just do that to make it simpler for ourselves. So target username would be dev inline. All right, cool. So let's rebuild our command here. Let's minify it. And let's go throw this over into Cobalt Strike. And run. Let's see if we get any errors on it. To add a new immediate task, the following options are needed. We don't need any arguments, though. Well, maybe we need to do this a little bit differently. Let's see. So we need author, task name, command. Oh, we give it script name instead of task name. It's task name and command. Still wants arguments? Why? All right, let's try this. Arguments. And just leave it blank. We don't need any arguments. We just need it to run that binary. We have that. We have author, task name, command, arguments. Okay, I'll give you a fake argument. I don't care. So it says wait for a GPO for refresh cycle, but we can actually come over here and force that real fast. Let's come over here in PowerShell, and then we're going to run this again. Let's run GP update /force, which is pretty much always when you run GP update, you use the /force. There we go. User policy update completed successfully. Maybe we need to go find Nina Sid also, and we need to run it with that security identifier. Version number in GPT mini was increased successfully. Let's go look at this file real quick. So, CD there. LS, and then we'll download schedule task file here. We download this to. I don't remember what the download goes to. Oh, there you go. Yeah, go to view downloads to see it. All right, so sync files. Okay, so it looks like that dropped it in our documents folder. Let's go look in there real fast. There we are. Let's open that with VS Code and go take a look at it. Maybe we need to make an adjustment to it. Oh, we don't have an XML formatter in here. Lame. It's funny, we named it Nina.bat, but it's a task name. We didn't actually need to call it .bat in here. Let's see. So the properties, the name is Nina.bat. It's going to run as local domain, local user. Login type, interactive token. The author is Nina Lamb. Where's the command we specified? So long. There we go. So there's the command. There's our arguments. So we didn't get any callbacks from it, unfortunately. Nope. So we need the schedule task to run something from a network share that's in the environment, right? Because it's got to be able to pull it. Let's assume we don't have access to the box. We can't just go drop it on there and tell it to pull that out. So what we need to do is have it going. Now the question is just, do we have this command formatted correctly? Additional options. Oh, cool. So you can actually set which domain controller. Oh, here we go. I see. Look at this. So this, like, for example, the command is command.exe. Arguments is PowerShell.exe. That's probably how we need to adjust that whenever we do this. Let's go try running this again. They actually had a good example there of it. Let's try messing with this again. So we come over here. So we saw that the author is expected to be like in a dev slash username. We're gonna give this a different task name. We're gonna call it startup Nina. And the command we want to run is this. So we're actually gonna swap these around here. So we're gonna take this out. We're gonna throw this in arguments. We're gonna have the command actually be cmd.exe. And we're gonna do, what they do with this? \C, is that it? /C. We'll do /C, have this run. All right. Let's see, how do they specify the target user? That was for adding a computer task, actually, now that I see that, but it's fine. The same kind of thing applies. Oh no. System just crapped out on me. Like you had too many windows open. Oh god. Let's just refresh that. I don't know what the heck was happening there. It's still a really good lap. Oh, here we go. Starting to come back now. Let's look at something real quick, actually. So, we have a target username. Let's see, did we have that in the output we were just looking at? Let's come back over here. So we do... We have the author as in lam. Okay, but it's not doing the... Okay, so maybe we need to actually have those other options in here. This is what I was talking about, you know, understanding your tooling. Enable target filtering for immediate user task. What if we need all three of these? Let's go try it. So we're going to take out the targeted user. So we want the filtering required. We need a way to get Nina's SID, though. Power view, get user SID. There you go. So get domain user. So get domain user, give it the... Okay, cool. So yeah, we just use get domain user. Which host name is this? Must be our DNS beacon. Yeah. Sure, it's taking a long time to think on this. Let's close this out. We don't need that anymore. Let's do something here real quick. Let's drop this over in Notepad real fast. Oh, I accidentally closed the window, trying to close the text file. It's a programmer move. All right, let's go ahead and close this out. We don't need to actually modify this. We just wanted to take a look at it a little bit. And then let's drop this command in here. Oh, well, I guess we unsynced the clipboard whenever we were swapping back and forth. There we go. So we want that, but we need to get Nina Sid, so we can use the get domain user in here. So let's do power pick. That way we can have our empty bypass. And we'll do get domain user and lamp. There we go. All right, where is Nina's security identifier? What is this? It's a big wall of numbers. It's probably a certificate. Yeah, user certificate. Here we go. Here is her security identifier, 1106. Oh no, that's not right. That's the object identifier. That's who she's a member of. She's a member of that group. No. What is this going to return? Oh, distinguished name. I mean, so it found it. The question is just, do we have Sid? SAM name, we've got the object category, the given name. Okay, so did we copy the Sid or not? We did, okay. That's fine. So what we can do is we can use power pick again. Convert from Sid. I think just give it that value there. Let's let us know if we got the correct one. Yeah, dev lamp. Perfect. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to put that in here. Tac, I think it's target name. And then tac something. Let's see what the other options are. So we had target username, that, and then target user Sid. Now, does it tell us what format that needs to be in? There we go. Should be in dev/user form. Okay. Or domain/user. In this case, it's dev and lamp. And then, so the name we want is Sid. All right, let's send this. If this works, that's going to be sweet. Oh, so we gotta append a force to this. There we go. The GPO is modified to include a new immediate task. Wait for a GPO refresh cycle. Or GPO update force. Let's do this. Nice. All right. Come on, group policy. Because hopefully what should happen here is it will trigger, because it is Nina, and she's got a user account, she can go through the corporate proxy. We could have an HTTP session return back as her. Right. Which name did I spell wrong? It wouldn't surprise me. Did I spell the username wrong? Lamab. Damn it. Lamab. Damn it. Good call. Well, that would explain it, why we didn't get a callback on it. Although I'm not quite sure if we need both the username and the SID argument, which the SID you can, it's behind me, but you can see it here. Just at least the name. But let's run that. Let's change that. Lamap. Lamb. There we go. Awesome. Thanks, Hardcore. Let's do this again. In fact, let's do something real quick. What is our present working directory here? It's our scheduled task. Let's see if we can just open this up over in Nina's computer. So I'm curious to see what it's going to show us for that XML here. Ew, it's opening the XML on Internet Explorer. Hey, Panda. Ask me later. Wow, this is ugly. All right. Open with some Notepad. There we go. Slightly more readable. Oh, you know what I just realized? Also, we must have mixed our commands. Or is this two separate ones? I think we accidentally mixed our commands up here. I just realized that this one had... Yeah, here we go. So we called the task name startup Nina, command.exe. Arguments was then to run our HTTP beacon. So why is it not showing up as that on here? Oh, here it is. So there's command exe, and then should run that. Okay, so this should have run. Did we get a callback? No, we sure didn't. So let's try it for... And no, it's not as immediate as it would sound. We're going to reboot this box real fast. I'm afraid to ask, what is YQ? Oh, okay. Rails, I should have thought more highly of you because I thought that was a Ligma. And I was trying to think, YQD's nuts. That was XML Notepad. Yeah, it was because we don't have a an XML parser on this machine. Heck, if we had access to the internet, I would have just gotten an XML parser in VS Code and just be done with it. That's cool. I never heard of YQ. I like JQ. I get the ton of use out of it, especially when I'm doing web pen tests. So we should actually see two called back here. We should see this one come up alive again too. I'm going to remove that. Because workstation 1 should have a computer task that's going to run a DNS beacon, but then also hopefully we're going to get an HTTP beacon back for Nina. Interesting. We did not get our callback like we were expecting here at workstation 1. But there it goes. I'm just being impatient. We're gonna just tell it sleep 1. We'll have it be sub-interactive. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that is just because no metadata came back, so we know it's a DNS callback. If it's HTTP, immediately all the metadata would have filled in. So it's got to be that system DNS process. I'm going to delete that out because... Look at this. So now what about... Let's do something else here. So what about child link deep? GPO child links. Because if we noticed, we look at this, we actually had create child as one of the permissions that the dev users, which we're running as Bob Farmer, he is a dev user, has over this. So let's see. Yeah, so we have create child and we have delete child. So if we can create a child, we could create our own GPO under it, and then have that have its own set of scripts to then run also. Because it should, I think it should append that to that, if I remember correct. So let's do something real fast. We're going to just do a real quick situational awareness check. So I don't care about this one right here. We want our HTTP beacon back. Oh, YQ's for YAML. Gotcha. Hey, off the rails. What was the asterisk there? Because I'm still trying to track down where the hell those are coming from. I don't even want those things filtered into chat. I don't get why it's filtering. I would like this to be a First Amendment hated chat, as far as Twitch will allow. They can't help it if they ban you. Oh, it was the GitHub link? Okay. Yeah, because I think I have it just filtering links. It's not like auto-banning people for doing it. Gotcha, that makes sense. Okay, YQ for YAML, JQ for JSON, XQ for XML. Cool. That would have been handy to know like 5 years ago. Especially when I was having to deal with a shitload of SOAP APIs. It's SOAP. All right, let's do something here. Let's take a look at... Basically, we're going to look at what do we have to get access to here. So we're going to get domain ACLs in policies. And and resolve the GUIDs, and we're going to check where we have a group policy container with the rights to create a child. Okay, so this is basically telling us that the developers group can make new GPOs. So let's come down here. Yeah, okay. This is going to be find users or groups that can make GPOs. Wait, you know what I want to do? Actually, let's just grab the entire beacon output so that way we can just have it, and so we know what to expect. Copy that. Drop it in. So dev developers have GPO creation permissions. So being able to create a GPO itself doesn't really achieve us anything unless it can be linked to another organizational unit. So what we need to check next is who has this ability, which should be developers, because we saw they had that create child permission up here. Right there. Bam. Create child. So let's take a look at this. My sunburn is finally healing up on my bald ass head, and it's itchy. Let's see. Still something we can find in power. Yeah, we're going to try this real fast. Yeah, so being able to create a GPO doesn't get us very much. We need to be able to link it. There's also, we can also use PowerView to find these things. So let's try that. So what this one's going to do here, let's take a look at it real fast. You know, I just realized I ran that raw, and that shouldn't actually be run. Yeah. Because we ran it as PowerShell instead of PowerPick. So AMSI squashed it. But let's look at this command real fast. So we're going to do PowerPick. So we're going to get a list of the domain OUs. We're going to then pipe that over to get the ACLs, resolve the GUIDs again, and then what we want to select for is the ACE type GP link, and do the Active Directory rights match right property? Okay. So does GP link have right property? That's what we're looking at. And then we're going to select just a few key fields here. So the objects DN, the rights, the ACE type, and the SID. And then we're going to just format it. That's what we're doing. Get down, Panda. There we go. So the object DN is workstations. The rights we have are read and write properties from this SID. Let's actually convert from SID. But let's grab this on our notes real fast. There we go. So what we wanted to note here is GPOs that this is GPOs that have correction. This is OUs that we have write permissions to, not GPOs. OU that we have write permissions. There we go. That out. Clean up our notes a little bit. So now, once we have that, we can convert from SID to see who this is right here. We'll do again caps lock. PowerPick. Convert from tax SID. Give it the SID. Take out the extra put in there. All right. Okay, and that is the developer SID. Yeah, I should remember that. It's 1107. still going to grab this just so I remember the entire process. So it means the developers group has permissions over the workstation OU and to read or write properties, particularly a group policy link. Yes. So there's a PowerShell command we can use called get module. We're going to load up in PowerPick though. So like get module, and we're going to list name group policy. All right, so we want those exported commands there. So let's do a select with an expansion on exported commands. God bless you, Panda. She's probably sneezing because of all the fluff she chew out of her dog or her pet raccoon. Let's see. Okay, so we've got a couple of things here. We've got, this is in like a key value pair. New GPO, GP link. So we'll make us a new GPO. Let's do that. Let's do PowerPick. In fact, I just want to run new GPO. I want to see if it like returns any help output, or if it just fails silently. New GPO. All right. So what if we do the get help on it? Suboptimal. I know doing this over the C2 channel, but we're gonna do it anyway. Oh, here we go. So this is updated help here. Actually goes to Microsoft. So this is the built-in command line. This is not something from PowerView. Must have been the same with the get module. I want to double check that actually. Yeah, so this is also, okay, so these are built-in commands. Good. That's always important to know. So let's go make us a new one. So let's do PowerPick, new GPO, and we're going to give it a name. Say totally legit GPO. There's nothing evil about this. Did we note that getting the GPO list? We didn't. All right, let's do that real fast. Let's copy that. This will be get list of current GPOs. Paste that in. Nope. Get pet. I know the why my typing sucks so bad. It's because when I'm on stream, I'm moving around a lot, and my hands are hitting the keyboards at different angles. I'm doing the Riker maneuver on my chair that I've got down here. You can't really see, and so if I was actually standing in like one spot with proper posture, my typing wouldn't be so bad. But that gets a little bit annoying whenever I'm kind of jazzed up from doing this stuff. It's fun. I like being heckled by y'all, talking and just having a good time. It's hard to just stand in one spot. Right, let's grab our next piece of data here. So that was all the GPOs, and then we just made our own GPO. Let's copy that. Okay, create malicious GPO. There you go. Our totally legit GPO. Perfect. So one thing we can also do with this is I love living off the land. So the remote system administrator tools, it's a PowerShell suite on that you can use for this. It's called RSAT, and for short. And you can actually use that just to tell it, hey, go do some stuff on here, which I love that. So let's do that real quick. Use RSAT to live off the land. Change this to using, because we're actually, there's a couple different ways we can abuse this. And I'm sure somebody's written something in C# to do this. I'm going to copy the command over here. We're going to dissect it before we throw it in here. Let's see. All right. We're going to do a group policy preference registry value. We're going to give it the name of our GPO. So in this case, it is not that. Totally legit GPO. Swap that in here. And so we're going to have it tell it, run in the context of the computer, create a key in the HKLM current version run. We're going to call it updater, and it's going to run system32 command exe from our DNS 64. Perfect. And then the type is expand string. I don't know what this type is. But it's fairly straightforward what it's doing here. So we're writing this to this GPO. Oh, gotta run it through PowerShell. Come on, no whammy, no whammy. Yes. Awesome. So you see that because we edited the computer version, this version has gone up by 1. It's incrementing it. That's how you know which version you're on. So let's say your computer's running version 5, and then it checks sysvol and it sees there's a version 6 in there. It's like, oh, I need to pull down version 6 and do it. So the higher version always trumps it. All right, so let's copy that. So that just creates the GPO. We haven't actually done anything with it yet. We got to go apply it. Let's do that. So let's create it. Create GPO. Backdoor. Say that. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to run, what is this? We need to apply the GPO to an OU. So apply our malicious GPO to OU. Cool, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to create a new GP link. So this headset, I think I have to switch to earbuds because the headset, basically the very short, fine, coarse hairs on my head, it's shredding the headset. So I think I might have to switch to earbuds here. But let's do this. Let's run this power pick, and then we're going to tell it to get the GPO by name, and it is our totally legit GPO. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pipe that over to new GP link, so a new group policy link, and we're going to give it the target. So what does it specify for the target? Oh, we're putting it on an OU, so we're going to put it on the workstation's OU. So let's go grab that real fast. We want the DN for it. Where was the DN for workstations? Here we go. So we're going to apply this to the workstations. Copy it. Because this is the one that we had permissions to create child links to. think that's it. Let's run it. There we go. Enabled, enforced. Awesome. Very cool. Let's grab that. And I love this method in particular because it is kind of like a living off the land type method, which I'm all about. It makes it so much more difficult to detect you. Awesome. So if we wanted to get this to run, we'd need to go reboot the system. So I mean, we could do that. I don't know if I want to right now. I don't have too much time left. I think we can almost get through. Actually, yeah. Let's go ahead and reboot one. See what happens. So if we go over to Workstation 1, reboot it. Let's go ahead and do that, because I want to see which shells come back. Go over to Cobalt Strike. So this DNS system died because we just had it. So it's going to remove that one. Wait, did it come back already? No, surely not. That's weird, because it's kind of like superimposing these two, but it should have done that. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so it's booting up now. This one we set it for a sleep of 1, so then once that sleeps, we should actually be able to get, like, some data back. Three, two, one. Call back, did you? You tease. Why is this not working? Wait, hold on. Now we're getting another one. So for some reason, this one has not checked in. Maybe the other one just checked in real fast, and that's why I did it. I'm going to go ahead and remove that session, because that session should have died. This one should have been the live session. But actually, we should have gotten 2 back, because we just had the new group policy applied. Hey, now we're talking. Right, let's do the same thing. Set this for a sleep of 1. The hardest part's waiting for the check-in. Oh, so while this thing's actually coming back to check in, check this shit out. Friggin' Spectre Ops just posted this. They released a new tool called LSA Whisperer. It basically, if my understanding was correct, allows you to dump stuff out of LSAS without actually hooking LSAS, which is huge. The whole reason why we've been avoiding Mimikatz, while trying to practice good OPSEC, is because it opens a handle over to LSAS, which is a dead giveaway. Let's see. So let's see. So basically, in September of 22, SpectreOps did a series of internal technical calls. Lee Christensen showed some work he did to trace how browsers requested SSO cookies from an LSA package named Cloud AP. He was interested in making some requests programmatically, but he had not had an opportunity yet to investigate how. Okay. During break times when teaching SpectreOps in the course, we managed to get some interaction occurring
via the Cloud app via this particular Win32 API. So then fast forward to the fall. Okay, this is a long ass post. Let's just go to the GitHub. Here we go. LSA Whisper. So it's a set of tools for interacting with authentication packages using their individual message protocols. So refer to the wiki to see the message protocols currently supported. So it does a bunch of different authentication channels in here. But yeah, my understanding was a buddy of mine sent this to me, and I haven't had time to dig into it yet. But essentially, this should allow you to dump stuff out of LSASS without actually touching LSASS, which is cool. Hella cool. Hey, here we go. Look at that. We got a call back from Nina Lamb. And I don't think that was this last one that we just did here. Let's see, what was that HKLM we used? Software Microsoft current version run. Yeah. We just added it to the run. So that should have actually just run it as system. But now we're actually getting the callback as Nina for DNS. So I wonder if we just needed to have a couple of reboots in there for that GPO to finally take place. Nice. Hell yeah. Very cool. All right. Dude, I wish we had Bloodhound on the box because Bloodhound is really cool. All right. I think that might be where we want to cut it for tonight. And the reason for that is because the next stuff that we're going to be digging into is a bunch of MySQL Server stuff. And that's going to be a little bit dense. Yeah, I think we want to kind of chill out there for tonight. So, very cool. What else do we have that we have not written here? All those. Okay. Eventually, I need to go copy up my notes off of here into actually my notebook and parse them out. So. Yeah, because this next section, we'll probably do this on Saturday. Because Friday's my night off. We'll spend that with the wife. So Saturday, we're going to hit this MySQL stuff. So, and that's probably going to take us a couple of days looking at it because there's a ton of stuff to go through. So probably all of next week is going to be MS SQL stuff. I said MySQL, Microsoft SQL, because there's actually some really cool stuff you can do with that with jumping domains because of cross-trust links. I know there was an example of it in the Game of Active Directory lab. So, very cool. All right. Let's see who we can rate out to. Let's see what we've got here. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Okay. Yeah, I know who we're gonna rate. This dude's doing some. He's doing some really cool, like board work on an old Sega Genesis. That's gonna be great. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out, and Hardcore especially for pointing out that I had fat fingered that damn command and put Lamab instead of Nina Lamb. So. Let's go ahead and we're going to call it there for tonight. A little bit short, but also the next section is really long that we're going to dig into. And I don't really want to start that tonight. We'll hit it fresh. This is a good stopping spot. We'll have a day to decompress, and then we'll be able to hit the SQL stuff really hard on Saturday. So thank y'all so much. I will be back Saturday. We'll hit this up again next week, again, Tuesday, Thursday. This should have been a night to hang out with Salty. I got to check on him and see where he's at. I didn't even think to message him. I feel like a shitty friend now. So, yay me. But you guys have a great night.
Let's see. Let me find the guy's channel here. There we go. I just saw him. Here we go. Yeah, let's get this going. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. I will see y'all Saturday. Peace.